Hello again. I'm continuing with a tutorial on the preparatory book A all-in-one approach. So here we have page 42, two-note march. This is an impressive piece for students. The illustration is just glorious. The practice steps, which are so important in this method, say the following. Which two guide notes will you play? Treble G and middle C. Point to the measures where your hands play together. Oh my goodness, so then your students will point to measures 1, measure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? Measures 1 and 7, they play together. And if the student needs a little bit of a guide, you can certainly draw with a pencil or have them draw with a pencil, which is even better, the two notes that line up right on top of each other. And which finger plays treble G? They're going to notice it's finger 3. So we're not in middle C position anymore. We're in almost middle C position. This way the student gets a chance to get out of the middle C position, gravitate to different hand positions, and they start to understand when we tell them the reason why. And that's what we say. The reason why your thumbs are not on middle C is so that you get used to going outside of that middle C position. So it's really cute. One of my students in the videos, he plays this entire piece, and it's very well played, although he made one little mistake. And at the end of the video, he says, well, I just decided to keep going, and that's all there was to it. And I think, oh, that is just so good that when we were playing it as a duet, he just kept right on going. So here's this piece. Yeah, if I remember correctly, my student said, I'll just deal with that later. The wrong measure. But for now, I'm just going to keep going. So at this point, I think one of the best assets we have around our studio is actually a whiteboard. I have a really big one at the university, and I have a smaller one here at home. And these whiteboards are terrific, as you probably know. Students love to work on the whiteboards. So I encourage you to take time out of the piano lesson to have them work with a whiteboard. Rhythm, of course, guide notes, drawing them, drilling them. They love this. They could do this for an entire lesson, right? A good thing to do in private as well as group lessons. So a whiteboard is really imperative for our students to learn how to play the piano. And it's actually just even more fun for them to do that than using their theory book sometimes. But in the all-in-one approach, the theory is in the lesson book, so it's all totally fine. All right, so now the next page, page 43, is time signature review. And here the students are putting in the missing bar lines and they clap and count out loud. They do know the time signatures now, so they can count all the way up in metric counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We must make sure our students give the notes their full value. So we don't want them to count half notes or whole notes without going all the way to the end of the counting. All right, so let's see. After students learn their 3 guide notes, then they start to learn how the other notes around the guide notes are connected to the guide notes. They start to learn intervals, steps, and skips, and then they get to really understand how the reading system works, right? So we're teaching them guide notes and then the intervals, and we always use them interchangeably in succeeding at the piano. And we actually do it quite rigorously so that students are always learning in that combined reading system. So then the next part of this page, our musicality girl is helping our students listen for blocked and broken notes or intervals. On page 44 is Unit 8, and here we have steps in the bass staff. We have Mozart giving our students some practice steps. Point to each note and count out loud. All right, so we'll have our students go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then point and say the words. C-B-A, C-B-A. Play and count out loud. C-B-A, or maybe we should count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And lastly, they can play and sing the words. That might be something that you do in the lesson after they work all week on this piece. So here we're having our students learn middle C, the step below C, which is B, and then the step below that, which is A. It's a good idea. I have some chicks here for Easter. You could have students put little chicks or whatever else you have on the C, middle C, the B, and they have them explain to you, oh yeah, that's just a step down, the C and the B. And then you can move a chick over to the A. Oh yeah, that's an A. And that is, doesn't want to be upright. And that is a skip. And how many notes are skipped, or how many keys are skipped? 1. Okay. So, and then you can have some fun, right? The students can say, that's an A, that's a B, that's a C. Oh, what's this one? Oh yeah, that's an A. What's this one? A C, right? So you can go back and forth so the student really understands those 3 notes. All right. Next, in the next little video, I'm going to start on page 45.